We're still trying to figure it out. Hi guys, yay! So today I'm already behind in case I don't get further behind and leave everyone hanging like I did yesterday. I was going to go ahead and demonstrate all the strength. I'm not going to perform it all in real time. I'm just going to demonstrate what the moves are. I will come back and do them in real time at some point today, but I know this is already later in the day for some of you, and it's a little frustrating, and I apologize for that. So my good friend Dove, who had no idea this was happening, is going to join us. Yay!
Oh!
We love Dove. Yay!
Okay,
so,
what are we doing?
What are we doing? That was a very good question. I was like, that threw me completely when I'm like, whoa, it's the first Friday in March! And I can't do the drop off till 9:30, and I'm just like, whew. Anyway, first we go through.
Or just doing silly toes? I can do silly toes.
Yeah, why don't you show them silly toes while I look for this?
Oh,
you guys remember what silly toes look like?
Let's see. There's my feet. In. Move your ankles up and down. And then we go out. Like a penguin. My daughter's super good at this. Oh, and stay on your toes. Now we go out. Oh, waddle, waddle. Move your hips. Does this mean we don't have to do them before we go run? Is this enough silly toes for
Yes, sorry. Something just came through and I was like, what is that? Oh my God. When
high knees. Some people do them like this. Some people jump. I personally like to jump.
It's a high jump, not a long jump. It's been a while since you heard me say that.
Oh, it's been a long time since I've done silly toes, sorry to say.
It's okay.
Butt kicks.
I bet it's been a long time since they've done it too, whether they admit it or not, because I don't have that continual reminder like I do when I see you.
Yeah.
We'll start with silly toes. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start. So we're going to go through a quick demo of the maintain circuit for March Sanity. Instead of March Madness, we're looking for Sanity this month. So we're going to do a lunge in place. What I care about here is that when you go down, I'm starting this from the front, I don't want your toes right in front of each other. I want them where they would normally be. So take a step back. The reason I prefer this is because you want to shift your weight backwards. I like to make sure I'm in the good position by setting my weight on my heel before rising and then going down. And when you go down, more than anything, I care that this knee is not going left or right. A lot of people, I think, worry too much about making sure this is at a 90-degree angle. I'm more worried that the one in the back, if only one of the two is going to be at a 90-degree angle, it needs to be the one in the back, and this knee needs to be in line with your hip. And so in place just means straight up and down. Don't fall over like I almost just did because clearly I'm flustered. I'm going to try to calm down. So yeah, we're going to do 30 seconds on each side. Don't count reps. I don't care how many you do. I care about the quality of the ones that you actually perform. So then we've got lateral lunge in place. Same idea, 30 seconds on each side. Big step out to the side, shifting your weight onto that side, pushing your booty back, and return. So we want to make this as smooth as possible because it's going to take... The work is not just in this glute going down, it's in returning in a controlled fashion and returning to your start point. So people tend to like bounce, and I don't want that. This is not jumping jacks, no aerobic exercises here. If you can only do two, meaning you go so slowly, you complete no more than two in a minute, one on each side. Take a video, let me see that, put it on Instagram.
Can we just say how good these feel?
It's a good stretch. Oh. So the lunge in place, the reverse lunge is the same thing. I guess I do reverse lunges more than I do anything else because I like that stepping back to set my intention and make sure that my weight is where it needs to be, which is on the back leg, not the front leg. People tend to shift forward. Make sure you're sitting back on top of it and do the reverse lunge in place, which really honestly is no different than lunge in place. Because when we're doing it in place, we're not taking that step back and forth. We're just staying where we are. And then finally, the diagonal lunge is we're going to go to a 45-degree angle this way. So it should feel like a nice stretch in your calf and really disorienting in the front. So we're hitting a different muscle than when we go laterally by going to the front. So 45-degree angle this way, 45-degree angle that way. Whew. Yay! Now for rebuild, moving on. We've got clam, reverse clam, pulsed hip abductor, and the single leg hip circles. You might have seen this for clam once you lying on the ground. Can't see. On the ground. Clam lying on the ground. I like to line up against a wall because we need to make sure that you don't need to be looking at your toes. We want to make sure that your heels and hips and shoulders are aligned. We also want to make sure that this is stacked and that you are using your armpits. I like to tell people to get off the ground because this is what tends to happen. You dump. And when you dump into your hips, they're kind of tilted backwards. We don't get as much out of it. I would much rather you started here and had a smaller range of motion, focusing on pushing the ground away with your armpit, really engaging all of this and engaging your core while you do your clam. So that's a clam. Reverse clam, exact same thing, only with your heel a little bit above your knee. Teeny tiny move, really hurts, 30 seconds on your side. Narrow kneeling is a balance move. For this, you do want your knee and both your knees aligned. You're just trying to balance by pressing the top of your foot into the ground and your heel into the ground. All stability is going to come from that glute. So start off a little bit wider, find your balance, and then slowly bring it into a more narrow place where you feel challenged. If you've got them touching each other and it still doesn't feel challenging, shut your eyes. Still not, turn your head. If that doesn't throw you, nothing will, because this is hard.
What are you doing? Am I doing
Narrow kneeling. No, you're doing it right. You just want to bring this in front of your knee. There you go. Now bring it a little more narrowly. Turn that on. It's not working. See? That glute is supporting the entire move, including the twist. So we start in a wider position and we start bringing it back until we feel challenged, balance-wise. Press the top of that foot into the ground. See how her foot is offsetting her balance by crossing the midline of her body? Let's try to keep this straight behind you. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
We want to try to keep that foot straight behind you while you do it. Because if you do this, yeah, that makes it easier, but it also, see what my back leg's doing? That's what I'm correcting hers.
Check this out.
Yeah, right? Blood steel. Woo! Love it. And then, wait, no, that's Rebuild Monday. I apologize. Clam, reverse clam, pulse hip abductor. I was looking at the wrong card. I've got them all up. So the pulse hip abductor. So adduction is outwards, abduction is inward. You don't necessarily need a loop for this because it's kind of complicated. Guys, you're going to got locked, unlocked, locked, unlocked, bend. We're going to start from that unlocked position and sweep the leg quickly across the midline of your body. Try not to hike your hips. We want to keep those in line. The only thing we're moving is that leg in the socket. You should feel it in the back because all of the strength comes from this glute supporting you. But you should feel it on the right side with that kick. Do you feel it?
Unlock position, right?
Yep. And you should feel it right here from the push because it's a quick kick and then slow return. Quick, yeah.
Okay.
And then the single leg, so we're going to do 30 seconds on each side there. And then finally the single leg hip circles. We want our foot to stay underneath our knee. I see this a lot. Don't try to reach. If you're drawing the circle, you're drawing it with your knee. Don't bring it up high. It's not about how high you can get. We're just lubricating the joint, as disgusting as that sounds, in your hip bone. Let your toes brush the ground with the return. And finally, make sure that your standing leg is not locked, slightly unlocked. It's pretty good. Yay. Remember, it's not bigger circles, it's cleaner circles. And we don't want to be leading with the toe, you're leading with the knee. This is more proprioceptive and balance than anything else. Okay. Now in slow burn, because I had that out too. And I'm so sorry I didn't want to have to make you to have to wait any longer than I'd already made you wait. This is part of.
I have nothing else to do. We're good.
I hate my day.
I'm assuming that you're making me run a long distance today.
Probably.
Yeah.
We'll see. But not up hills and no burpees.
But
Yay. All right. So slow burn Friday. We've got hip hinges, side step ups, curtsy lunges, and wall clams. Yay. All right. So the hip hinges with the band, you're going to take one of the resistance bands, set with soft knees, unlocked knees. Try to keep your shoulders aligned as you go down. Now you can do this with the band or you can do it with 2 hand weights, but most of 2 things, I just don't let your shoulders go forward like that. Try to keep them in line. Big exhale as you come up and try to touch your belly button to your spine and reset. Again, this is all going to be coming from the glutes that are doing all of the motion of pushing you down and then pulling you back up. So we're going to do 3 sets of 10. And again, I'm going to come back on that channel and demonstrate all of this. I'm doing this here in one go, so I don't make any mistakes. And Sarah can find everything because Sarah Seberg misses nothing. She is like seriously the best. It takes that many people to keep me together on days like this. Oh my God. So for the side step ups, again, we don't want to go for a huge step. If you've got stairs, a second step, you can go to the second step as long as you can keep your balance. And again, if you choose to go with the weights, big exhale, set them on your shoulders. Kettlebells are best, or rather they're easiest, I find. And then press down and then up. So this should feel like 2 squats. Squat 1 as you set to push up, and squat 2 as you carefully return to start. Okay, so that's the side step ups, 3 sets of 10 on each side. Curtsy lunge with the weights, again, staying here on your shoulder, trying to keep you upright. You're gonna bring one leg back behind you and a curtsy. It's harder than you would think. If you find your toes curling, stop, reset, make sure that this glute is doing its work. Just reach far as behind and over to the side as you can without losing your balance, and return. So fun. And then wall clams. Whew. Again, lining up against the wall. You saw what I just demonstrated with the clams there. Here, we're going to do them while standing up. And it's a whole new ballgame. So when you're standing, we've still got the loop around our legs. Starting here, this leg does not touch the wall. It's bouncing on your knee, which is not locked, it is soft. And you're pressing out. By using the wall, my booty is not leaning against the wall. It's just touching the wall for support. Here's the side view. And what we're looking for is to make sure that when you go out, you're not turning, and that you're not leaning against the wall to do the work. Okay, you're staying here for that little bit of input, that little bit of neurological input that keeps you from totally falling over, because eventually we're going to move away from the wall. Yay for week 5 in slow burn. All of you who are here, you just got a preview of what slow burn's doing. It's awful. You might want to do that too later. But for now, you're coached, you're loved, and you've got the moves for Friday. I am going to come back and demonstrate everything. But if you can't wait for that, and you shouldn't have to, because God knows what's going to happen with the rest of my day, you have the moves, and it probably took longer to explain all of them than it would have been to just do them. But that's the way it goes when we're flustered. We think we're saving time, and we're actually not. All right, you're coached, you're loved. Go win it Friday.